All right, today I want to go over how we're going to take this flyer that was sent by the distributor Cast Landscape and how we can turn this into our own sale, our own promotion. So we've got two promotions going on, valid from May through July 31st. We got this purchase 3 Cast Classic Path lights on one invoice, and you purchase 3, and then you get these CA LED 2 modules. So we're going to work on that one and this one, purchase 3 source by Cast, adjustable beam, and get an instant rebate. Okay, so what we want to do is I'm going to show you what I've done here is I've created 2 ads out of this flyer. And this is just more details. It's the same flyer that they sent us. So what I've noticed about Cast is their marketing is a little rough. What we want to do is we want to have all of our information going out, and it's consistent. So that's what's going to make the fact that we get a lot of products from a lot of different distributors and package them under our own brand. The way that we look really big and we communicate that is by making sure everything that goes out in somewhat of a similar fashion. Now, you'll notice here is that the size of these right here is 1222 by 844, and I've learned that in some of my testing is that size is pretty universal on all social media, meaning if you make everything at this size and you pop it up on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, that will fit everywhere. And I like doing that so that we don't have to have a lot of designs. And so the first thing I did is, obviously, aside from getting the size together, is I found a bunch of I went and found some actual real images. So let's take this first one right here. And so these are the 2 products, and I went to their website and did some searching around. I found real images, and we want to do real images as much as possible because they have these images out there, and this is a little bit more, I don't know how to describe it, it's more authentic because this is where the product is eventually going to go, and that's why these are going to be a bit stronger than just these knockout images. And so that's why I popped those 2 in there. And then I grabbed this. Now over in logo and colors, over in this page here, we've got all the different logos. And back over here on this promo, I popped in, I copied this in, and then underneath I added lighting special. And then we have some standard fonts. So if you go into logos and colors, you can click on these and see which fonts they are. But for the most part, most times we're going to use the font Interstate, and that's what this font is. And again, you can just duplicate these frames for future social media posts, and then just edit these. So what we're doing is we're communicating with our fonts, and that's how we get it under our brand. So even though it's Cast, again, we're trying to be the one-stop shop for all different lighting and all different landscape products. And so that's why we're always going to use our colors and our fonts and our logo as much as possible. I'm not in love. I did find a version of this on their website that was in place of some actual, in landscaping, which I think looks better than this. It's not ideal, but I think because we're going to contractors, they're going to get this. But again, it's the same kind of concept. This is a much better presentation of the product, and then I've kind of moved things around to kind of show off the product, and then I went through the details, and I just cut out the really most important things, right? So for this first one, purchase 3 Cast Classic Path lights, buy 3 Cast Classics. We don't have to say lights; we know what those are. That's a little bit shorter. And get 3 modules, only $20 each. Get and then 3. So we're trying to, highlight the big things, and they have a lot of information like on one invoice and purchase this. There's a lot of details that I believe that King County can take care of at the counter when somebody's talking to them, and so this is kind of the details for the distributor. And some of that I think here, like on one invoice, we don't really need to say that. So if I go to this one, buy 3 source by Cast, so that's buy 3 source by Cast, and then I put this adjustable beam and lumen spotlight, the SBL ABL1. I forgot to put a little parentheses on there. Put that in, and that's how I was able to find this. And again, there was some some of this no limit, there's information on here that I don't like. Again, I'm going to try and pull it back as much as possible so that these ads are simple and straight to the point. And again, somebody at KC Landmat can handle some of the details. So that's how I've designed those 2 ads. And again, I broke this out into 2 different ads so that we can send these out differently. We can send this out for a month, send this one out for a month. We can actually go back towards the end of July and say, hey, this is almost over. So that's why I left the date off so that we can get 2 different promotions out of this one. So we can send this out one week and this another week. And again, we can go back towards the end of July and re-promote these. So that's what I did on those. Oh, and then the other thing for the cast logo. So I think it's vitally important that we try to vectorize all logos. And so what I did was I found I went online and I searched for cast lighting, and I found a couple of, I tried to find the biggest image I could. This is 975 by 833. And then I cropped it down to that. And so this, again, I found this logo online. And then I just used this today. It's really interesting. Let me reload this. This is called Vector Magic. Now see what it's doing right here. You can see this is what it does. And this is why vector is important. That's what it does. It takes a bitmap and it makes it super tight. And that's what we want to do. We want anybody's logo that we're going to represent. And again, I'm going to take this. So I'm going to drag this over here. And so it's, it's uploading, it's analyzing. And again, a lot of people don't do this. A lot of people will just take somebody's logo and just slap it on. And so many times people's logos are just absolute crap or low resolution. And this step is really important because, again, the quality of our brand, so you can see that. So this is the bitmap we've uploaded, and this is the one that's been converted. That's exactly what we want. That's perfect. Now I'm going to leave it in that color, so I'm going to just download this. All right, so here is a site which will auto trace for free. The last one I was looking at that I was showing you, the Vector Magic, there's a price about $10 a month, which it did a really great job. But we want to do it for free. So let's choose a file here and let's go back. And that was the one. You could show advanced options. A lot of times I will look at it at despeckle. I'll ignore white. And then we'll hit start. Okay, so what I can see here is if you look, you can see a little bit of edging around there. And so I'm going to hit back here and let's do this again. And then number of colors. I'm going to reduce that down to 3. Sometimes that helps. Let's get some smooth. Let's smooth out that. Let's try that again. There you go. That's much sharper. So let's download this. And then let me go get it from our downloads here. Yeah, SVG. So if I take that over here like that, now what I can do is, let's say so I'm in Figma here, and that's the product. So let's take this blue right here, and I'm going to actually, oh, that's interesting. So when I grabbed that blue and I tried to hide it, I found that if I click on here, this frame over here, which this is what that is, I can turn on or off. So that blue is kind of the whole logo part, and the black is just the backdrop. And we kind of need that to be reversed. So I'm going to select both of these. And let's see if we can do this subtract selection. There we go. So now we have that's a version of it I did earlier myself, but I wanted to show you this all the way through. So we just did that subtract selection. Now I'm going to take this out of that frame. It's just going to be a little easier. I drag that out, and now I can drag this like that, and I can change the color and like that. So this is a bit extra work. It's a little kind of advanced, but again, that's a really super tight logo, and that's what we want. And so that's why I've gone ahead and do that. But I've already popped that in, but I wanted to show you how you can get somebody's logo and try and vectorize it and then be able to move it about and get much sharper colors. So I created those ads, and these are the social media ads for each one. And then what I did is I just, in Figma, if I take this and I hold the Alt key down, and you can try, you're just basically duplicating it. So that's what I did is I duplicated this top one down to here, and then I moved things about, and I created these for the email. And so that'll make sense in a little bit. So let's so these are for the social media posts. So we've got some text in there, and then these are more for the email where we'll put some of this text in in the email itself. So going over to the email. So this is the ad I created. And so if you go back here, that's that exact same graphic. So I popped that in and I put the copy in below it. So that's why I had it slightly different for the email. And again, this works fine. The other thing I want to mention is, so when you export this, it's going to go out as a JPEG. You're going to want to be sure that you optimize that image before you pop it in. And I'm going to save and close this. And the way that I did this is I'm going to go back here to MailChimp. And if I go here to campaigns, this one is in draft mode. But the first thing you do is just take the last one here and you replicate it. And then once you replicate it, you edit it and you make changes. So this one is the one I replicated, and you can see it's very much the same. We got the same background color, we got the same text, same click call to action to click you over to the website. And so that's all I did, is I just replicated it and edited it. It's pretty straightforward. We're always going to have a hero. I put some text up there. We're having a landscape lighting special. You can move these around too. Like you can put that down here if you want, like that, or put that back up in top, like that. In this particular case, oh, why is that linked? That's weird. You know what? I'm not going to save it. I'm going to hit reload. And that, I guess it did save it. Is that a link? Let's look at the source here. Oh, I think because it's in the header. So let me move it down and right there. There we go. That's better. All right. So basically, there's our image, there's our details that we can put in there. We have a visit. I added this, and these can probably stay in all future ones. This is a little bit easier map that they can click over and they can kind of see the location. And then I also added this always in stock. But that's it. It's a pretty simple email. And then once you're done with that, you go back to continue, and it's in draft mode right now. And we want to check the recipient. So we want this to go to contractors, and right now it's going to everybody in the audience. And so we can do to a tag, and we can do to contractor. So if we go to contractor and then hit save, we will see that we're going to now just 197 recipients. So that's because we were asked to send this out to the contractors. So that's how we changed that. And then, and that's it. The design is done. It's ready to go. I'm going to run a couple of more tests before I send that, but you can just hit send, and that's how that rolls out. Now, the other spot where I put this is over on the stage page. I created this new section called promo, and this was the cast lighting. And so same deal. I just put what I put in the email right here, and I put that over here, the content. For future, what we can do is, what we're going to do right now is we're going to move this over to the home page. So I'm going to take this, and now that it's in stage and it looks good, I'm going to put it under the filter. So I'm going to drag that under there, just like that. And I just made it live essentially. So if I click on the home page, this promotion is now live underneath here, right under the product. So that's live, and I wanted that to be live before we send out the email. So that's why I put that in there. We can either turn this off, right? So if I want to turn this off and still have it there, I just click disable that page, or I can just drag it out back into stage. Or let's say I want to keep this promo going. I want to start a new promo for the next one. What I can do is I can click this gear here and duplicate the page. And then once that page is duplicated, it'll show up. I think it'll show up up here. If it doesn't show up here, it goes all the way at the bottom. Then you're going to drag it into stage and put it back where it was before. And then you can go over there and we can play with it before we release it to live. So, but I've got this up on live now, and then that's it. So I just want to make sure we covered everything from an email standpoint. We just want to make sure we send it to the right recipients. You can duplicate this and edit in future designs, and that's it. That's a straightforward way of kind of getting a promotion up. I'm going to turn this off and run this out. A couple more things I wanted to add is that I had to go back in and check that where the links were going, and they were going to mulch from the last time. So you want to check that out. So as I hit these links here, I do have these going to Kane County, and down at the bottom here, that one is obviously going to caseylandmatt.com. But if I go into these links here, this was going to the Facebook URL was actually going to Mulch. Actually, Mulch Inc. is, wait, this is it. King County Mulch, so I got to check. It looks like I missed it. So I copy that, King County, and want to change that. There we go. And, oh, look at the website. It looks like I put the wrong link in the wrong place. So back here, copy that. So I'm glad I'm checking again. So that's for the website. So this was going to Mulch, so I want to go to King County. This was going to the Mulch Facebook. This is going to, now going to the correct one. So you just want to check those out. So that's that. I got that one set up to go to King County as well. So that was it. Just want to make sure that the links are all going. And you can also do, you can do a preview and test these. So if you go to preview mode, click this button, see where it goes. Yep, that's going to the right spot. Click this. This is going to take us to a Google map. Yep, that's good. Check that. Yep, that's what we want. And that's it. So just one last thing I wanted to add.